one's gonna go. Hi guys, my name is Nathan Markwood, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about our product and our company, Music to Your Ears. We are Group the Third, and I guess it's time for introduction. So as I said, my name is Nathan Markwood. I am the CEO of Music to Your Ears. Jason Lay over here is our production sales manager. Jessica Lambdin is our IT director. Monica Glacier is in charge of human resources. Brady Noble is our marketing manager. And last but not least, we got Daquan Wrighton as our finance officer. All right. So we first want to talk about the demographics of Music to Your Ears as it stands right now and in the future, or like later on another slide, we'll talk about where we as a company are headed. So right now we're focused, and we started out in the continent of Australia. Currently, our main demographic is students. If you want to get more specific, we're targeting females more, but students is still our focus. Basically, our product is sold and marketed to schools so that we can give students education in music, and hopefully, as these kids grow up, our other product, which is more like an earring, can be sold to females as they kind of decide to buy that or not. We chose Australia because according to our research, about 90% of Australians believe that music should mandatorily be taught to their children, which is a higher statistic than we found in a couple other areas. All right. So now to present will be Daquan Wrighton talking about the business concept of Music to Your Ears, and then later on, marketing.
The business concept of Music to Your Ears. Our mission statement: to provide an efficient and fashionable product at an affordable price that can improve the music industry. Music to Your Ears, like you said, it's like a fashion statement as it's an earring. So when you're singing or tuning your instrument, it enhances your vocal and musicians without extensive preparation. So like instead of do re mi going through your scales all the time, you just put on your little Music to Your Ears, hit B flat, do, and there you go. Now you're ready to go. 2 minutes compared to 20 minutes. We aim to sell our product wholesale to schools, high schools, and colleges. And we have some products that will be retail, like some musical stores, like if yours breaks and you're a sole proprietor type musician. But the benefit is a lifetime of musical education, is a comfortable earpiece, you can customize it, and schools provide them for you whether you break it or not. So like I said, you're more like a single person, sole proprietor, and you just perform on your own, sing on your own. That way you can just go to a regular music store and get one. Our market, like you said, we're in Australia, so we target education facilities, colleges and high schools, and other music stores. Example, the Sydney Conservatorium, the Elder Conservatorium, Queensland Conservatorium, Conservatorium High School, and Melbourne Memorial Conservatorium of Music. The Australian theater and music production market is over $5.3 billion at the end of 2012. This shows that they made a whole lot of money with their with musicians they had come in and all that, and musicians and artists that came in. But with our product, we can help those students, college students and high school students, get their music career on the ball and get it rolling. So then that way they can also participate in Australian theater and increase the amount of money that they make. Australian college students total nearly 1.5 million students, which is a very large market. So if we target, let's say all those students, I'm pretty sure everyone likes music. So let's say that you wanted to be a musician or you wanted to be a singer and you just never thought you could do it. Now you can test out Music to Your Ears, find what type of singer you are. Maybe you're more like a tenor, or you're more like an alto or something. Find your note, and then you go from there. So with this market and Australia being big on music, we'll be able to grow our sales in the area. Now up to present is Monica with staffing requirements.
So we'll have two separate staffing branches, one in Australia and then one in China. For Australia, it'll be more with the sales and distribution of the actual product, and in China, it'll be the actual production and technology of the product. We did this because in China, the actual building and wages of the staff will be a lot less, so we'll be able to make a lot more profit. And for the Australian worker, we decided that the average for their hourly wage would be around 39.95 Australian dollars, which an hour, which is around $28 US dollars an hour. And then for the China workers working in the factories to actually construct the product, they'll make around 36.62 Australian dollars a day, which is about 185 Chinese dollars a day. And for the requirements of their staffing, we will only hire people who have a bachelor's degree, no criminal records, and international experience is recommended. For the daily operations and production of our company, for the operations in Australia, it'll be mainly focused on the finance, marketing, advertisements, and sale of the company. And it'll be a lot smaller branch than in China, because this will just have to be with the distribution, and so we're hoping that we'll have 10 positions under each department to help with this. And for the operations in China, that'll be a lot bigger branch because it'll be focused on the production and IT of the actual product. And we're hoping to have around 400 workers or 500 workers actually constructing and testing the product to make sure that they work. So who likes to make money? Next is Brady to show how we make money from our product.
The economics behind our business, the margins, at the year end, our net income was 89 million Australian dollars. Our total expenses were 4 million Australian dollars. Our expenses include advertising, commission, maintenance, office supplies, and rent. The way our company makes money is we sign contracts with learning institutions to use our programs. We set up local events for nearby communities. We sponsor musical acts. We also service schools with music to your ear products. Currently, we are talking with the University of Sydney and the University of Melbourne for a multi-year deal to use our products in their music schools. We also have an app that's available to be purchased on the iTunes and Android market for 99 cents. Our sales forecast, 2016, our net sales were 95 million Australian dollars, and we predict that in 2022, we'll go all the way up to 142 million Australian dollars. To explain what investors need to know before looking at our company, we have Jason, our production and sales manager.
So to give a brief overview to start, I'm just going to go over what a few things that potential investors like to look for and need to know before making an investment. First, what is the risk involved? Is it high risk, high reward, low risk, low reward, so on? Second, how long will the company take to make a profit? In our case, in our company, we're already a positive profit company. So, and lastly, how much effort is the investor going to need to put in to help the company succeed? No investor is going to want to invest, or no investor is going to want to put a lot of time and effort into a company, especially if they have a low stake in that company and in turn not going to make that much money. Music to Your Ears is a multi-billion-dollar company. At year end in 2015, we netted a gross profit of 93 million and a net income of right around 89 million. With that being said, at the beginning of the year, we took out $10 million loan from the bank used primarily for advertising and salary wages. And based off our year-end income and projected sales within the year, we project that we will pay back that loan and all the charges and interest by the end of 2016. We are a privately held company, meaning that we're a closed corporation. We have yet to release stock to the public in the stock market, but we're not opposed to an IPO in the future. And going on with that, how many of you guys sit down and think before making a big decision? Like weighing out the pros and cons and whatnot? Right? I'm assuming all of you. Well, to speak to you about our company's advantages and risks and what we kind of thought about before going about our business is our very own CEO, Nathan Market.
All right, folks, so again, we're going to be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of when you start looking at our company, like what risks we thought we might face when we first started our company. So a big advantage is that we could not find any other company doing exactly what we want to do. Sure, there's some companies who are working with music and instruments, but we couldn't find anyone that was really focusing on the education of children in the music industry. We believe that our product kind of creates something that, like an experience that you can't normally get. So teachers normally, if they have a course, they have 4 groups and they have to play each starting note of each group individually. But with our technology, you can do that all at once. Another big advantage of our product is that we have a lot of places we can go from where we're starting. So we can improve the battery life of our product, we can make it more comfortable, we can make the range longer, we can make it maybe more designable so that each school can put their logo or mascot on each earring. Basically, we're saying there's a lot of room for us to continue to improve and sell our products in the future. Another big thing is that if we market towards children, which we're going to do, perhaps when they start growing up, the musically inclined will remember our product and stick with it in their own way. A couple risks that we were thinking about before we really got started that we weren't sure how well our product was going to be received because it's kind of a new idea. We know that children really take learning through technology, but it hasn't really been done too much through music. Also, some schools are slow to change. They already have some of the instrument stuff set up, the pianos, but we kind of helped set that process up ourselves. Sending representatives to schools was also a bit risky because at the beginning, again, we weren't sure how we were going to be received, so there was a bit of money that had to be put into that. And since we plan on expanding in the future, we as a company, none of us here have any personal experience with global expansion. So in the future, we're going to have to look into that heavily and rely on maybe some other resources. All right, so come back up here again will be Monica talking about the financials.
Just a few basic concepts with each financial document. So for our balance sheet, obviously we have a good accountant who makes sure that all of our assets are equal to the liabilities and stockholders' equity. So that's the big thing with our balance sheet. For the income statement, what was really good to see was after all of our net sales and then after our many expenses that we had throughout the year, we still ended up with a net income of $89 million roughly, so that was good. And lastly, with our statement of cash flow, this just shows that with our net income and how we differently distributed our cash throughout the year. Next is Justin to talk about our marketing.
Aussies. You might want to change your marketing on the lamp there.
Oh, can you toss me that?
I'm like,
free marketing. All right, so pricing and selling of our company. So mainly we do business with learning institutions and musical events and stuff and whatnot. So in the beginning, we invested over $500,000 Australian dollars before we went to the banks. So with that marketing money, we went around basically the entire most of the Australian districts and the most expensive universities as well. And with selling a product, it's ranging between 4,500 to 5,500 Australian dollars with each school, depending on how many classrooms they want to install the information or install the technology in their classrooms. Because with our product, we have accessories as well as we had to add acoustic settings within the classrooms. Following that, we have installation fees. Installation fees or service requests, they range differently. No matter how far the school is, we won't charge any differently. We'll just charge on how much service we provide. So once we get agreements with schools, the sales and production branches will make and come to terms with agreements and final sales and whatnot. So with distribution and budgeting, like I said, with our budgeting, once we overexceeded our 550,000 Australian dollars, we took the loan from the bank. And with distribution, we are partnered with the distributors, which is the biggest distributor in Australia. So with that, we're trying to build a healthy relationship with them. So in the near future, we want to cut the production and distribution by 20%. So before our advertisement campaign, here's a press release by our CEO basically explaining to Australia or Australian natives about our product and what product lines or what they expect to see in the future. So in our advertising campaign, we included a website, an Instagram, a flyer, business cards, and a little long infomercial, but it's very helpful. So with advertisements, here's the webpage. This is a mod. So we have a mod for now since we're a public institution or a public company. We want to keep it within schools. So with our website, our main goal is to just put our name out there, state the mission statement, and just basically have contact info with schools. Along with our advertisements, here's our flyer. So our flyer, we actually took the school at a orchestra event, and you can see that they're not using any books or anything. They're not looking at notes. They were prepared well with the earrings already. And in the flyer also includes service information and our social media. In the middle, we have our business cards. So that is just a general business card. So whatever position you are in, you'll have your own picture and the position right under. And to the right, we have our Instagram page, which is made public for everybody to follow. And last but not least, here is our infomercial.
I'm your host, Brian Oceancrest, and we have today with me is
Nathan Barkley.
All right, Nathan. Good luck. Hope to see you coming out with that salute.